Oh, well, of course, my camera battery would have to run out of juice. Okay, so what I've done is I've put my Rav4 on jack stands. It's my first time doing it. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but so I used the jacking point on the cross member right there to jack it up. All right, and then I've got it held up by jack stands. All right, very important to use jack stands. I would probably use some really tall ones, man. The ones I have are kind of smallish, right? But I put the jack on the side here for just in case on one side. Maybe I'll put another one on the other side just for a backup. All right, and then yeah, I put the jack where you would put the jack. Mine has little soft rubber thingies, but I put the jack stand where you would jack it up on the body to change the tire and stuff. All right, that's where there's little notches here. Okay, and what you want to do is probably give Rav4 a good shake to make sure it don't fall down. Okay, tug on the fender. Oh, then don't tug on the fenders, tug on the wheels. Okay, just make sure it don't fall down on you. All right, that should be good. All right, and I did the same thing on the other side. Also, before I jacked it up, I put you saw in the video, I put a wheel chock on the front. Okay, so I know it has like automatic brakes and all that stuff. That's a good question. Does the front have parking brake? That's a good question. I don't know, but I would put a chock on the front, all right, just in case. I'm on a downhill, so if the car was to roll, it would roll forward. So that's where I would put the chock. Okay. Okay, there it is. Rav4 in the air. Let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna start removing the wheels, but before we start, especially before we start working under the vehicle, you want to wear safety glasses because stuff could fall in your eyes while you're under there. All right, I'm gonna take the wheels off. The first step is to take the wheels off the car. Okay, there you go. If you don't know, you use a 21 millimeter or 13/16 socket to remove the lug nuts. Very simple stuff. Yeah, pretty big. If you don't even know that, then you probably shouldn't be doing this. Okay. Also, marvel at how I have so many scratches and stuff on my where the lug nuts are. That tells me like the either Toyota or America's Tire scratched my wheels when they took the lug nuts off. All right, I just want to point that out. That's really annoying. Why, why do you have to do that? Why can't you just be careful with the lug nuts so it doesn't scratch the wheel like that? That's a lot of damage right there. Okay, that's really, what the hell, dude. Yeah, so it was either Toyota or America's Tire that does that, because they're the only ones that have taken the wheels off of this car since I've owned it. So I'm kind of peeved with that. All right, anyway, let's continue on the way. Okay, I'm kind of reading the manuals to see what we need to do. There's a lot of stuff, unnecessary stuff that they're asking us to do, and I'm going to shortcut. All right, and we'll see how it turns out. All right, one of them is to remove the muffler. All right, I think we can get away. Well, we might have to remove the muffler. I hate to say it, but we can get away with probably just taking the muffler off the hangers. All right, we'll definitely have to remove the muffler because it's in the way of the exhaust pipe. All right, it will definitely be easier to work with. It would be easier to work with if we took the muffler out. All right, but we'll do that. We'll do that when we get there, I guess. So It's saying to take this heat shield off. Why take the heat shield off? It's on the top here. Okay, and then it's asking to take these shields off. You don't need to take that off either, because we're not taking the linkages off. We're just unbolting it from the linkage, and then we're putting a new one. Okay, we're going to be reusing this. Okay, and so basically the bolts you need to get to are this and these two right here. All right, so there's 6 bolts total. There's 3 on each side. All right, well, looks like there's something used to be here. I wonder what that was. Also, it says to use a jack on the arm. I guess if there's too much tension on it, it may not pop out. So we'll see if we need to do that. Yeah, right now the suspension is level, so the bar isn't twisting. So I don't think there should be any thing on it, but we'll see if we need to do that. Okay, I don't even think we need to remove the wheels, man. We could probably done it with the wheels on. I hate to say it. What the heck, Toyota, man? They just make it so hard. Anyway, we might take the exhaust off. It'll probably be easier if we take the exhaust off. So it's only 2 bolts over there and then the 3 hangers here. Okay, but the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen the sway bar linkage nuts here. Okay. Okay, so here's where we're working right here, right now. This is the right side of the sway bar linkage. So the first thing we got to remove is this guy. It takes a 6mm Allen wrench. It takes a 6mm Allen wrench in the center to keep it from spinning, and then a 17, all right, to unthing it, all right. So I'm not sure, to tell you the truth, I don't think we can get a, yeah, if it was on the other side we could do it, but I don't think we can get a torque wrench in there, man. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure how many threads are sticking out. So I got 1 thread. One thread. Okay. Or I will okay, so yeah, there's like about like a thread or 2 sticking out. Okay, I will measure how much threads are sticking out of this for future reference. Okay, about 3mm. So that's what you're gonna tighten it to, 3mm. So that's how we know we're pretty close. All right, 3mm. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and unbolt. So we gotta go counterclockwise on this one, all right? Oh boy, there's not a lot of room to work with. Alright, I'm just gonna put the Allen wrench in here, and it'll stop on the the axle or something to keep from spinning. So what you might want to do to help in the beginning is to hit it with a hammer. Try to hold everything in there. This off. Okay, and that's loose. Okay, what we're gonna do next is remove the sway bar linkages. All right. So yeah, what am I gonna say here? Yeah, so if we had removed the muffler, we could probably just use a impact gun to get it out, but unfortunately, Hayes Megas didn't take that route. Okay, so I'm gonna remove these bolts, or I'm gonna loosen them first. All right, I'm gonna loosen all of them first. and I'm using a breaker bar to do it. It's a 14 millimeter. Okay, there's one. Try not to ding your muffler up too bad. I feel these bolts are unnecessarily too long. Okay, I'm just going to get a regular ratchet now. Remove each one. Okay, you probably want to remove them one side a little bit at a time, okay? So like it comes out straight. Okay, I'm going to start loosening these ones again. Okay, so with all the bolts come out, the sway bar just kind of flops down here, so it doesn't scratch on the muffler too much. I'm gonna put a just put a rag underneath it. Okay. Okay, so now that you have all the mounts off, you can shift the sway bar to the left or the right now. So I'm gonna shift it to the left so we can remove it on the right. Okay, so this one appears to be loose now. I'm gonna go ahead and pry that one off. That's weird. Why won't it pry off? There we go. It's pretty loose. Just gotta move it around until it wants to come out. There we go. Okay. One. Now the other one should be super easy to get out. So yeah, just wiggle the sway bar and then it should come out. Okay, so when I took the other one out, the other one popped out too. So now now the sway bar is free. I think we can get it out. I'm going to attempt to take it out without taking the muffler out. If we don't have enough room, well, then we got to take the muffler out. So I'd imagine on a lift this would be even easier. So here we go. So I'm going to swing it downward. Just try to. Okay, there we go. And then I can just snake it out of there, like I mentioned. And boom, there's enough room. All right, there we go. Piece of cake. Okay, let's take a look at the stock sway bar for a little bit, and then we'll compare the two. All right, so this is the way it came off. So the way that you know where these brackets go, or at least which way they're orientated, is it says K here, and then there's an arrow that points up, okay? You guys can see that. See there's a K here, and there's an arrow that's pointing up, okay? That's how you know which one is the left and the right. This is obviously the left, and that one is the right. And I remember there was this white spray paint here, okay? On the right one only, okay? So I guess they did that at the factory, I don't know why. One thing you'll notice is this bar is there's a special way to put it on. All right, it has a dip in it. All right, there's a dip that's more closer to the left of the bar. So on the left part of the bar, there's a dip. All right, why it's there, I don't know. All right, because the Cusco one doesn't have one. The Cusco bar is straight. Okay. Okay, and then so yeah, this is how I have the other sandwich plate. Oh no, the sandwich plate's right here. Okay, the other one came off, but so the way this is, it's like a sandwich. All right, guys. There's a outer clamp, sway bar clamp, and then there's the inner sway bar clamp, and then in the middle is the bushing. All right. So it's a sandwich. All right. So when you put it back, remember that. All right. Try to keep everything in the same place. Does this have a special orientation? I don't know, but it says a K. You probably want to have the K facing right side up. Okay. And then so there's a little hole here for this little peg or tang or spike to go through, so it centers it. So it would be like this, K normal way. All right, and then you want to pop that in there. All right, and then it holds itself together, so that's kind of cool. I think that's great for technicians. So they did that for the mechanics, right? Okay, and then in the middle we've got a bushing. All right, so we've got to remove all this stuff, and then yeah, so and then these are the little limiters. Okay, so just like the Cusco one has these little round circle things here. Okay. Oh yeah, also take note how these sway bar mounts are installed. So this one, I don't know if it, you know, has to be that way, but the way it is right now is on the left side. The opening is towards the bottom. All right, I don't know if it matters or not, but that's how we're gonna put it back. Okay, let's take this out. Okay, on the right side, the opening is facing up. All right, so that's the way they did it from the factory. That's the way we're gonna do it when we install the new one. Okay, so the right is up, the left is down. All right. I don't know if that's how it's supposed. I don't know if it really matters which way, but that's how we're gonna do it. All right, so let's look at the new ones real quick. All right, so on the new ones, you'll see there's an opening on the top. There's an opening on only one side. All right, so on the left, the opening is going to be down, and the right is up. All right, and I don't know. So like I mentioned, this bar is straight. All right, that bar is not straight. It's got a little kink in the middle, towards the left. So how I'm gonna tell, I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it's symmetrical. You could install it either way, but I'm gonna install it with this sticker facing up and down. All right, so you can read it. Got it? All right, so that's how I know which way to install it. All right, I don't like I said, I don't think it matters. Okay. Okay, so I drew a little reminder here telling me here's a little sway bar. I know, or my drawing. There's the ends of the sway bar. Right, there's the there's his left, and this is the right. The left goes downward, the right goes upward. All right, so the right goes upward. All right, it's gonna go the other way though. We'll just for demonstration purposes, right's gonna go up. All right, left is gonna go down. All right, got it? Good. Okay, now that we've figured out all the orientation of everything, you know, I want to put it back like it was from the factory. I'm going to go ahead and remove these clamps because we're going to need to reuse them, all right? Woo! Did you get that? That was hard, dude. That is the hardest sway bar bracket I've ever removed from a bushing, man. They just would not come out. All right, they were like stuck in there, man. Like they didn't, you know? Oh yeah, if you put them back in, they just get stuck. It's like it's been glued to there or something. All right, anyway, I got them off. What I had to do was get a pry bar. All right, I got an even bigger one. And you just stick it in here and you just pry away at it, okay? I'm going to take the bushings out. Yeah, it'd probably be a good idea to replace these. They're still good though, for 20-something thousand miles. Okay, now we can do some comparison. So just remember the orientation of the bushings, and I remember the clamps, all right, have this up arrow on it, okay? So you always want to have that up. All right, I think they're interchangeable, but try not to mix them up. This is the right one. That one is the left one. Okay, so keep everything in kind of order. Okay, let's go do some comparisons.